Every once in a while, you come across a person who tries to claim that they're not racist by saying, some of my best friends are black. Well, it turns out that a study looked into that to see if individuals perceive someone to be less racist if they have a group of friends that are minorities. Now, these are researchers in Australia, and according to the Washington Post, the study of more than 450 Americans finds that the mere mention of minority friends can reduce how racist a person seems to be toward that minority group. Okay. It's incredible. So in the first experiment, what they did is they had the participants presented with a Facebook profile belonging to a white man surrounded either by white friends and one Asian friend, or white friends and many Asian friends, okay? The profile also included a post from the man that was either clearly anti-Asian, such as, so sick of Asians right now, or Asians are annoying, or said nothing of Asians at all, okay? Then there was a second experiment. The second experiment was similar, but lacked visual cues of the white man's friends. Instead, the Facebook posts were simply prefaced by disclaimers. One of my best friends is Asian, but some of my best friends are Asian, but, etc. So you guys get it. Here are some visual examples for you so you can see what the Facebook pages look like, okay? So what they found, and this is kind of incredible, visual cue or not, the person's supposed Asian friendships seem to help cushion the blow of his anti-Asian statement, resulting in lower perceived racism. A similar pattern emerged for how malicious, offensive, and upsetting the participants found the statement. Asian and white participants were less taken aback by the prejudiced statement when the man appeared to have Asian friends.
I have to admit, I'm not at all surprised by this.
That's incredible, because the first thing I think when someone says some of my best friends are Asian or black or whatever, you're racist. Come on. Like,
no, but I think that's totally unfair too. Okay, so it depends. So for example, there's the stories we've covered where some politician will say horrible things about black people, right?
Yeah.
And then he'll say, no, some of my best friends are black. I remember this one story, and he said, I even let him use the toilet in my house. Oh, yeah.
That guy's not racist at all.
No.
He's so kind.
I mean, I let his black ass touch my toilet seat. How could I be racist? Maybe you're not getting this, right?
God.
So on the other hand, a lot of guys, especially younger guys today in America, as we have all these mixed races, do have a lot of friends who are Asians, blacks, Latinos, etc., and they joke around amongst themselves.
Yes.
Right?
But a joke is a joke.
No, I'm with you, but on Facebook, that might be hard to distinguish. So you might say, hey, some of my best friends are Asian, but then make a joke that is partly meant towards your Asian friends, like, haha, we're kidding around. And it's really hard to tell in the written word if it's a joke or not a joke.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying. That's a really unique scenario, right? And you should probably refrain from doing that anyway, because you're right, it does get lost in translation. Sometimes when you're writing stuff online, it'll have a certain tone that you might not necessarily mean. But if you're writing stuff like, those Asian drivers, they're really, really bad, but some of my best friends are Asian, I mean, that doesn't make your statement any better, right? You're perpetuating a stereotype.
I hear you. I think the distinction is public and private, right?
Yeah.
So if you really do have a lot of Asian friends, Latino, black, whatever it is, right, and you guys joke around amongst yourselves, I think that's of course, that's totally fine. You guys are friends. You do whatever the hell you like, right? But when you put it out in public, it can be, at a minimum, badly perceived. So just be cool, right, and be a little bit more careful about that. But I don't want to get into people's private lives. And if somebody does have, if they grew up with a lot of black friends, that does mean something to me. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. If they then follow up with, I let him use my toilet seat, then okay, that's a different question, right? But if he says, look, I say that, in love, because I grew up with a lot of black guys or whatever it is, right? Maybe that is true. I don't think that's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
Like, some of my best friends are Armenian. Okay, no, seriously, JR, what's your take on it?
Well, like I was saying in the meeting when we talked about this, is who are they talking to? I mean, I didn't look into the study, but when someone says and you see a picture, that doesn't do anything. The people that are probably believing it are ones who wanted to believe it anyway, so there's no convincing really being done here. It's like, oh yeah, they're okay, but they're a good guy. There's times when people straight up write or say blatantly racist things, and their friends will say, but no, but I've known him since he was 15. He's not actually racist. They just want to believe it, no matter what they say or do. So this, I don't know. usually it's a cue for people who've actually experienced people probably like this. The term, oh, some of my best friends are whatever. Then you go, oh, that guy's racist. That like confirms it. It does the exact opposite. I don't know who was in this study. So.
Yeah, so I got to say two more things about this. This is important. Look, on the one hand, a person who might think they're not racist at all and does have a lot of black friends, Asian friends, whatever it is, might still think of people in various stereotypical ways.
Yeah.
And might discriminate against them without even realizing it, right? Just because you have friends of that race doesn't mean I'm absolved. I can't do anything wrong. I'm untouchable, right? No, it doesn't mean that we all have to check ourselves to make sure that you know, and it's a lot of the discrimination, by the way, is subconscious. Sometimes
Yes.
black people discriminate against other black people, right? So that's why we're trying to do all this so that we can all learn together, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it so depends on the context. Like Jesus, every once in a while, he's our director. When we've worked together for over 12 years now, he'll kiddingly call me Muhammad. Okay, so see, that's funny. We all love that. We're family, right?
Yeah.
If Rush Limbaugh calls me Muhammad, we're having a different conversation.
Yes. That's
Okay.
really funny.
Right? So use your common sense.
I love that the two nicknames that Jesus has for you are Mohammed and Dick.
That's right. He's like, hey, Dick,
Yeah.
right? So that's all good here. But if I'm talking to somebody who's not on friendly terms, whether they're a right winger or someone else, and they're like, hey, Dick, well, we're going to have a different conversation.